Hello everybody, this is White Rakogis and welcome to my new video series, Rakogis' PaperTips. This series I created to show people all about the awesome but sadly way too often overlooked and not as well known as it should be art of papercraft or Papercraft. So through these videos I'm going to show you bits and pieces of my process of me building my own models and give you all sorts of pointers to help you with your own models. So let's get started. So what exactly is papercraft or Papercraft? Well, we're not talking origami here. We're talking actually building a model out of paper in the real world by cutting and pasting. Ultimately, you get a high detail recreation of a character, building, or whatever. Now, these days, a lot of video games use 3D models for graphics, and it's kind of common for people to rip the models out of the video games and unfold them into papercraft. So, video game characters, anime characters, there's tons of models based off them. So now to show you what I'm talking about, I'll show you a few of my favorite models. Here is Kilala from, as you probably know, the anime Inuyasha. She was 68 pieces, fun to build. I designed her pattern, edited, unfolded, and built her myself. And she stands on her own just fine, which was a bit of a challenge. Now here's one I designed more recently, Koma-san from Yokai Watch. This one's 54 pieces. It was fun to build, actually one of my most sought-after models until recently. And finally, here's Vmon. Vmon was 81 pieces, also edited, unfolded, I'm not in front of that, and built myself. Very challenging, especially the arms. Now, those are just 3 of my models. I mean, I've been at this for about 4 years now, and I've built over 100 of them. I naturally don't have time to show off all of them right now, so if you want to see more, you can see them on my DeviantArt page or on my Facebook gallery, and the link should be on the screen right now. Okay, so I've cleared some space so we can start talking about how somebody gets started with papercraft or Papercraft. Well, for starters, you need a pattern. This is Vmon's pattern, and this usually look like this. You can see all the pieces, you can see the tabs, you can make out certain features. Now, I designed this pattern myself from the 3D model, but designing patterns is actually a pretty advanced topic because you generally need a lot of building experience to know what works and what doesn't. In fact, only a minority of papercrafters out there are designers. There are hundreds of patterns out there on the internet for free to download, free to build them yourselves. So this is a list of sites where you can find papercraft models. These are some of my favorites. These all have a lot of different models from a lot of different designers. Also, a lot of designers have their own sites where they post their own models. Here's a couple of my favorite designers in their sites. Yes, I included my own site. Yeah, shameless self-promotion, I know. Hey, it's my video. Now, a lot of downloaded patterns come with an instruction file in the PDO format. To run these files, you're going to need software Papercraft Viewer. It's free to download, bundled usually with Papercraft Designer these days. It's only for Windows, but if you're a Mac user, you could probably get it running using Wineskin. And of course, you'll need a printer, and, well, naturally, you need paper. Now, for Papercraft, most sites recommend you only use cardstock, not ordinary printer paper. They're half right, but you can use ordinary printer paper. It's not recommended, but super thick cardstock can also be very difficult to work with. In general, you usually use something in between. I mean, I'd personally recommend something in like the 105 to 120 GSM range, or 28 to 32 pounds. And that's pretty much what you need to get started. I mean, I'd personally recommend at this point just going out there, finding a pattern you like, downloading it, printing it out, and go ahead and try and build it. I mean, in many ways, it's really not as hard as it looks. I mean, consider this. I have very large, twitchy hands. Naturally, I'm not the kind of person you'd expect to be good with something like this, and yet, if I can do it, anybody can. And I think that's pretty much it. So stay tuned to this channel for more Papercraft videos on additional parts of Rakogis' PaperTips. You'll see me actually building some pieces of models and demonstrating some interesting techniques, showing you all the intricacies of this fine art form. So stay tuned, and if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe, feel free to like, and feel free to comment. Feel free to visit me on my other pages, and whatever other feedback you can give is appreciated. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, don't hesitate to let me know. So for now, this is White Rakogis signing off.